Hi, it's Mrs. Grandy, and today we're going to continue learning about inches and feet. Today we're going to look at things just a little bit differently. In our last lesson, we learned that inches are measured with a ruler, and a foot is equal to 12 inches. Okay, if we're using a ruler, this is a foot. So there are 12 inches in 1 foot. Whenever we are looking to measure things, what we have to do is to decide whether we're going to measure with feet or whether we're going to measure something with inches. Okay, so for instance, if we are going to measure a desk, are we going to measure the desk with a paper clip and line up a whole bunch of paper clips along the side of my desk? Or would I use one ruler, which is a foot, and go along the length of my desk? Now, obviously, you can use the paper clip, but it's much easier to just use the ruler. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at items and decide whether we should use feet or inches. Okay. Now, I have a piece of paper, just a plain old piece of paper here. Okay. And I'm going to measure it for you. And let's see how close we can get and make it a little bit more clear. There we go. It's kind of shiny there. All right. As you can see, it is 10.5 inches. That's close to 1 whole foot. So if we were to go back and use the word that we learned 3 lessons ago, estimation, if we were to estimate how wide this is, it would be about a foot. Okay. Whenever we're looking at something like a phone, for instance, and we get our ruler out and we see that it's about 5 inches, the number 5 is kind of cut off. It's right there. Okay. 5 inches. That's not almost a foot. So we would put that this is 5 inches. Okay. Boys and girls, at this point, that was not even half of a foot, because half of a ruler is 6 inches. Okay. So something like a piece of paper is almost a foot. Let me do it this way. Okay. But something like my cell phone is not almost a foot. Okay. All right, so let's look at some pictures. Okay. And we're going to start with a giraffe. Okay, we're going to look at a giraffe. Would we say, are we going to measure the giraffe from the bottom of his neck to the top of his ears? Are we going to measure that in inches? Remember our paperclip. Or in feet? I would say we would measure that in feet. Inches would take quite a long time. So let's say that a giraffe's neck is about 20 feet. So we would write 20 feet. Now, what about the butterfly? Are we going to measure a butterfly in feet or inches? We definitely want to measure the butterfly in inches. And a butterfly is probably 2 inches, about 2 inches. The next picture is a slide. Would we measure the height of this slide in inches or feet? We would measure the slide in feet. So a slide can be about 7 feet. How about this pencil? Here's a pen. Here's my paper clip. We would measure the pen in inches. So we can say that a pencil is about 6 inches. This is a desk. It is a student's desk. Would we measure a student's desk in inches or feet? Now, boys and girls, it's going to depend on whether it's a small desk or a big desk. Okay. Student desks are usually smaller than a teacher's desk. So we could use a ruler for sure. And I would say a student desk is about 3 feet. If you really wanted to, you could use inches. And in that case, it would be 36 inches. This is a skyscraper. So this is going to be a challenge question. We know we're not going to use inches to measure the height of this skyscraper. Okay? Feet would also be pretty hard. Okay? Yards is what we would use. Okay? So the height of a skyscraper, we would use yards. So that would be using a yardstick. And I would say a skyscraper, wow, maybe 50 yards. If it's 50 yards, that's 150 feet. Okay. All right, now let's take a look at some other items, okay? What we're going to look at here is these are sample rulers or units of measure to measure these various items. This is measured in inches, okay? So this is a snake. This snake is how many inches? Right, it's 7 inches. It is not yet 1 foot because it's not 12 inches. The next is a picture of a necklace that we would also measure in inches. Okay. This necklace is right in between the 5 and the 6. So this is 5.5 inches. Now we have a bridge. This is measuring in feet. Okay. 5 feet, 10 feet, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. This bridge is 35 feet. And this is a train. This is counting by tens. And each long line is another foot. So we're counting here. So to here is 10 feet. To here is 20 feet. We need to go the whole way to here. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 feet. Okay, so that's 27 feet. In today's lesson, we needed to think about whether we're going to use inches or feet to measure something. When something is close to a foot, we can say it's about 1 foot. About 1 foot. And this takes us back to the beginning of our unit where we learned how to estimate. The word about lets us know that what we did was estimate. That's the end of the lesson for today. The next lesson, we will be learning about centimeters.